Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Technology. So we're here now. I hope you're all well. We're gonna do a flow and let go level like 1, 2. I like to think of this as like the potpourri style of sequencing. It'll just kind of be a bunch of stuff for us to do and feel good in our bodies. It's the middle of the week and maybe we're feeling a little energized, maybe we're feeling grounded. We're gonna try to work in both of those components as we figure out what today looks like. So take more where you need some more time, stay longer or come out quicker, just always honoring where you are and what your body needs. Okay, let's get started on our backs. If you have a strap, that might be a useful prop. I have pretty flexible hamstrings, so I'm going to stick with that. If you have blankets or blocks, books at home are great options and alternatives to blocks if you don't have them. I'm going to start with a blanket under my head probably, and then build my way into more support for my knees later on. So if it's always there for you, let's get started. On our backs, lying down. Surprise, if you didn't know, I'm expecting. So there are maybe some things that I might suggest you stay a little longer that I will not be participating in as fully. All right. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Give yourself an audible sigh, something that signals surrender to the body. We work through our senses as people, as humans. So inhaling through the nose and exhale. Hear that release. Your shoulders soften. It doesn't have to be super loud. If you want to scare your neighbors, scare your neighbors. I don't care. But I do think, hear yourself. Let it all go. Choose what works for you. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Let your big toes come together. As you exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. I want you to point your right toes and reach your left thigh bone down. Take a deep breath in. Head and shoulders press down. As you exhale, extend your right leg. Flex the toes, point and flex a couple of times. Take circles with the ankle, both directions 3 times. Keep breathing. You press your low back down, walk your hands up that right leg. And then if you have a strap here, it might be useful to take it around. So you can really keep that inner right thigh reaching forward, outer right hip reaching back. And stay for 3 more rounds of breath. Imagine more space in the back of the leg as you breathe in and out. As you inhale, you're going to walk your hands up the right leg. Okay, low back stays pressing down. As you exhale, hover your left leg. And stay here, breathing in and out. 5 rounds of breath. You might come up onto your forearms. You can leverage them behind you, or you can just kind of stay right here. You can switch legs if you want to increase the intensity. And then left leg comes down, grab a hold, that right leg, take it down with you, maybe a little further. And as you exhale, bend the right knee in. Point those toes once again. Knee in line with your hip. You're going to take that right arm over to the right. Bend your left knee, scoot the hips slightly to the right, and then twist. You can re-extend that left leg. Okay, how far or deep you go will depend on what's available to you. Take a breath in, a breath out. Come back through center. Inhale, exhale. Half happy baby. The index fingers and middle finger can grab the big toe, reaching the knee down, foot to the ceiling. And then one more exhale. Let the right leg go long. Inhale, stretch fingertips to toes. As you exhale, hug your left knee. And notice how I kind of point both feet. We want to start with pointing at least the left toe. See if you can flex the right toes, reach your right thigh bone down. If it feels more available with the right bend, you can always plant the foot down. Flex the toes, extend the leg 2 times, point and flex. Keep breathing. Roll it 3 times each direction. And then as you hold here for 3 breaths, just enjoy the stretch where you are. You can press the arms slightly into the lacing of your hands, or the leg into the lacing of your hands to find a little more space, a little more effort. And then walking your hands up that leg, you're gonna start to build a roundness in the spine slightly, float that right leg up. And again, about 3 rounds of breath, 5 rounds of breath. You choose how long your breaths are. Moving, stillness, bringing the leg down, all the options, okay? And grab a hold, right leg down, take the left leg with you. You're gonna bend the left knee. Okay, you can walk that right foot in, scoot the hips to your left now, and then twisting left knee over to the right, left arm can go to the left. Breathe steadily. We're going to talk about Samskaras today. These patterns, these habits in which we arrive into the world, physically, emotionally, mentally. Then come back through. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. And then we take that half happy baby. We have 2 sides to the body, and we spend some time with ourselves in the present moment, right? Yoga asks us to be where we are. We might notice the subtle differences from one side to the other, right side, left side, front side, back side, top and bottom, all these dualities within us. And letting it all go long. You'll stretch apart, breathe in. Exhale, hug both knees into your chest. If you'd like to take a full happy baby, I really like to think knees towards armpits, feet to the sky. You can grab your feet, your ankles, or your shins even. You can rock a little side to side. Really try to get that tailbone pointing forward and down. The knees reach down. And okay, you can rock up to seated, or I'm going to take the alternative route. Come on up. Let's find yourself somewhere comfortable, maybe a prop underneath the sit bones. Sitting up tall, cross-legged. Let's plant the hands beside us. Left hand stays down. Inhale, right arm reaches up. As you exhale, side bend. Breathe in to the left and shoulder. Let it drop down. Breathe into the right ribs. Exhale here. As you inhale, draw that right shoulder back, look up. As you exhale, bring it forward and look down. Inhale, right shoulder back, look up. Exhale. One more time. Reach a little further with the right fingers. Come on up. And then let's switch. Left arm reaching, let's side bend over. Plug your left sit bone down. Breathe into the right shoulder, draw it back, and let it fall away from the ear. These patterns that we have are habits, okay, emotional, physical. They show up in this physicality, in our physiology. Our psychology and physiology are linked. They're not really separated. Let's draw it back. Inhale, exhale, shoulder forward. Inhale, up, shoulder back, look up. Exhale, forward. Inhale. Exhale. Reach apart, left hip to left fingers. Come on up. All right. And then all we're going to do is switch the crossing of our legs. Notice how that feels. We have patterns, right? How we sit, how we reach, how we clasp. With repetition over and over again, one starts to feel a little more dominant and habitual. natural, and anything else kind of feels a little different. So we're working on those samskaras, those patterns, and maybe why we do them, and what's it like when we mix them up. Let's walk the hands over to your left. So you're gonna turn to your left, left hand behind you, right hand to the knee. Inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, look over your left shoulder behind you. Take 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale for length. Exhale, drawing navel in, ribs in. One more deep breath in. And out, and then all you're gonna do is walk it through center and take it over to the other side. Walk it to the right, right hand behind you, left hand to the knee. Try to keep the length in your spine vertical, less leaning back or forward. And look over that right shoulder. You don't even have to put that much weight in the right hand. Inhale for length. Exhale, looking back. Last breath. And then let's come back through. Okay, and we'll go to hands and knees tabletop pose next. You want to keep your blocks close by or a blanket under the knees. That might feel nice. Resting it on your mat. So, tabletop posture. Hands go under the shoulders, knees go under the hips. We're going to try to build strong 90s. And then let's start to turn our fingers out slightly. You're going to press your hands down, keep your shoulder heads broad, and then take 3 circles with the pelvis in clockwise, and then 3 circles counterclockwise. And try to keep the strength in your navel, your gaze slightly forward. You're going to start to want to look back, have it. Okay, and down. I want you to try to keep the length and look forward. Bring your hands back through center. Take a couple cat-cows. Exhale, tailbone down. Inhale, tailbone up. Exhale, top of the head down. Inhale, arch the spine. Top of the head high. And then we'll find that neutral table. You're going to turn your fingers back towards you. Habits. Okay, samskaras. What are these patterns? How do they show up? We can start looking for them in the body a bit. So 5 circles with the pelvis. They can be really small. And then clockwise. And counterclockwise. Getting the hands back to normal. You can tuck your toes, sit back onto your heels here. Shake the wrists out. They show up in the shoulders, the forehead, the jaw, where tension creeps in the mind, the psychology, right? How we're thinking, how we're mentally receiving, perceiving. It can start to creep in, where the things start to shrug. So our wrists and our shoulders can kind of mimic one another in that tension. So when our shoulders get a little jammed up, our wrists can as well. So we want to make sure we're giving them some space. And if you got your toes tucked, this might be feeling real cute back there on your calves. Bear with me. You can always untuck the toes if it's too much. And then bring those hands back down. Let's start to build some of our practice here. I'm going to move the blanket out for myself. You can always keep it there. And let's take the right leg back, tuck the toes in, keep your gaze forward. Resist the urge to look down and under, but try to keep lifting forward, drag back with that right heel. Breathe into the right calf muscles. Draw your shoulder heads apart slightly. Keep the broadness in the upper back. As you inhale, float the right leg, reach the left arm forward. Exhale, tap elbow to knee. Inhale, reach apart. Exhale, take it over to flight, right leg to the right, left arm to the left. Inhale for length, exhale to tap. Inhale, stretch apart, keep looking forward. Exhale, left arm to the left, right leg to the right. Doesn't have to look pretty, okay? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bring the left hand down, bring the right foot down. Press the right foot into the ground, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, pressing back to this modified child's pose. Inhale to modified table, hands pressing down, exhale, pressing back. One more. Inhale. Exhale, stay for 3 rounds of breath. Maybe you turn the right toes up. Sometimes I like to just come onto my fingers, keep the length in my spine. So by looking forward, I'm still working on a little bit of that extension. Right soul comes down, palms come down. If they're lifted, come on up. Okay, it's a big movement here. Inhale through center, 3-limb table. Exhale, tuck the toes into the left side. So behind your right leg, leg stays extended. Look over the left shoulder, breathe into the right side. And then look over to your right shoulder. As you exhale, try to bring right knee towards right armpit. Inhale, tuck that right knee behind your left knee, okay? Squeeze those inner thighs together. You can press your hips back slightly, walk your hands forward and to the left. How far down you go will not dictate the pose or the experience of it. Just maybe start to feel a little stretch in the right hip, across the right ribs. Don't forget to breathe. And after the third round or so, you'll come back up. You're gonna keep your hands planted. You're gonna bring that right foot where that right palm has been planted. And then bring your hands up to that right thigh bone. Press down through the right foot, lift up through the arms. And sometimes we drop into this a little bit more, okay? Always keeping the heel planted. We wanna make sure that the heel doesn't come up as the knee comes forward. And we wanna protect this joint. So right foot stays grounded, reach up, take a deep breath in. I want you to lift up with the side, the fingers reaching up, shoulder blades reaching to the waist. Tap behind your head for that right shoulder with your left hand. Okay, let your head lean slightly into that left forearm. Press down through the left shin so you don't dump into the knee. Try to feel the top of the left foot. Grab left elbow with right palm. Okay, so we've kind of got this like stretch here for the tricep. You're going to gently bend on the exhale to the right. Take a deep breath in. Maybe look up slightly, lean the head back more if that feels right. As you exhale, to goalpost the arms, reach them to opposite sides of the room. Draw the elbows back, breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your hands down, frame your right leg. You'll tiptoe that right foot more forward, and you can even scoot that left knee back a little. Find half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Right toes in flexion, find the breath in. Think chin to shin as you exhale, fold forward. And if you'd like to add blocks under the hands, this is a great place to invite them in. So breath in, breath out. Keep trying to pull that right hip back. Breath in, breath out. And then the hands can come down. Inhale, runner's lunge. Come on up, make this a pose here. Right hip back, left thigh bone high. As you exhale, step left foot up to the top, head goes low. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, bring your hands to the shins or the quads, look forward. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, hands can even come to blocks. Press down to lengthen. Long legs, long spine, exhale, forward fold. And bend the knees, inhale. Round up to standing, reach up nice and tall. As you exhale, hands come to your heart. Take a deep breath in, reach up. Grab left wrist with right hand and exhale, side bend. Arms stay long, look under the left arm. Breath in through center, reach up, grab right wrist and exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale through center, you can hook those thumbs, palms forward. A little gentle drop hard of the elbows. Look up. As you exhale, let your heart lead you as you forward fold, come down. Inhale for length. And exhale, let's step back to plank. So one foot steps back, followed by the other. Your knees can be up or down, hands are pressing the ground away. Drag your heels back, but feel the toes trying to drag the back of your mat forward. Feel the heels of your hands engaged on the mat as you exhale. Bend the knees a little, take the tailbone up and back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. Exhale, knees down. Let's take big toes together, knees out wide, child's pose. A nice thing to do sometimes. Again, you can slide those blocks back in. Rest your palms. Stay for 3 deep breaths in and out. Come back up, tabletop pose. All right, what we do on one side, we do on the other. My husband likes to make fun of me wearing crop tops when I'm pregnant, but you know what? It works for me. Inhale for table. As you exhale, tuck your left toes back behind you. Drive the heel back. Look forward. Patterns, right? We're on the other side. We're starting again. Where do you look? Where do you go naturally, out of habit, habitually? And where can we plant that mindfulness, our intentional attention on something? To pay attention and make it sacred by being with it. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Reach your right arm forward. 3 of those funky little flights, right? Or taps. So inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, apart. Inhale through center. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, apart. Exhale, left leg to the left, right arm to the right. Breathe in for length. Exhale together one more time. Take that flight, set the foot down, set that hand down. Find the breath in. 3 little times. Modify table to modify child's pose. Use the breath in to come up, to take up space. The breath out to drop back. Hold for 3 breaths. After that 3rd round, your breath is over. You'll come up. You're gonna take that leg through center, then all the way over to the right. Look over the right shoulder for the left foot. You're gonna look for it. Feel the left side body open. Keep the left hand plugged into your mat. And then as you exhale, let's bring that elbow towards that knee. Maybe look at it. And then tuck the knee behind, left knee behind the right. Drop your hips back. Walk the hands over. Habits, like how we do things and say things. I do that a lot as a yoga teacher. My habits and like some of my cues, they show up in elbow to knee. We bring knee to elbow, but it doesn't really matter. You drive the same way to work? Do you go to the same store? Do you start something in the same place, right? Like patterns. And then we slow down, yoga to the present moment, come back through that table. You're gonna press down through the hands, okay? Step that left foot where the left palm was. Work your way up to that left thigh bone. And then extending the torso, arms will reach up. Take a deep breath in. You naturally just start to drop into this. Can you try to stay along through the pelvis, all the way up to the fingers? Right hand comes to the left shoulder behind the head. Lean the head back lightly. Left palm to right elbow, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift yourself bend to your left slightly. Breath in. Breath out. Come back through, inhaling. Exhale, elbows apart. Inhale, elbows back, maybe look up with the eyes. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your left leg. And then you'll scoot the toes forward, maybe scoot that right knee back a little bit. Flex your toes, inhale. As you exhale, fold. 3 cycles of breath. Come forward to runner's lunge on an inhale, back knee comes up, right thigh bone lifts up to the sky. Come out to those fingertips, and as you exhale, step that right foot up. Inhale for length, look forward, long legs. Exhale, fold in, hip goes low. Bend the knees a little, inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, palms together over the heart. Inhale, reach up, grab left wrist. Exhale, side bend. Inhale through center, grab right wrist. Exhale, side bend. Inhale through center, hook maybe opposite thumb in the front. Feel the difference. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. Hold plank for the inhale. Bend the knees a little. Exhale, down dog. Looking forward. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, knees down. Hips to heels. 3 rounds of breath. When we slow down, we can check. Are the patterns, are the ways I do things working for me? When I think of a pattern, I think of like my drive into work. It's usually the same. And when there's traffic and there's construction, there's anything, come on to table. Sometimes it throws me for a loop. And then I'm suddenly responding to the change of my habits, right? I normally do things. But every so often I find a route. Let's find cat-cow. 3 rounds. And I find something pretty along the way to see. I see an example of humanity out in the world. Neighbors chatting. A new piece of art that I didn't notice because I don't take that way in. There's some beauty, there's pleasure to be had, experiences to be had in looking at things outside of our patterns. Let's inhale, reach that right leg back, reach the left arm forward. Exhale, tap 1 time, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach apart. As you exhale 1 time, take that flight. Inhale, reach apart. As you exhale, set that left leg down, left hand down, take the right foot to the left. Breathe in. Look forward as you exhale, tap right elbow to right knee to right elbow. Come on up, inhale, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, hands will come to heart center, take a deep breath in. Okay, as you exhale, start to turn towards your front leg, twist open, take a deep breath in. Reach apart. As you exhale, cartwheel down. Take that left knee back, maybe inhale, half splits, exhale to fold. Inhale, runner's lunge, right foot plants, left thigh bone lifts. Exhale, step it to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, bring it right back down. Inhale, find length, look forward. Exhale, step back to plank. You can start to add on here. Inhale for length, you can always lower all the way to your stomachs. Or as you exhale, maybe you take Chaturanga Dandasana, hover, keep that gaze forward. Inhale, upward dog. You can have the toes tucked. Thigh bones lift either way, toes untucked. And then down dog. Inhale to plank, look forward. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, lift your left leg back, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, give it a tap. Inhale, apart. Exhale, take flight. Back through center. Set that left hand, right hand down, take it to your right, okay? Look over the shoulder. Bring the knee towards the elbow. Step the foot up. Come on up, inhale, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, hands come to heart center, so you lift it out of the pelvis. Turn towards your front leg, twist. Maybe look forward, maybe look back. Play around with either way. Where is your pattern? Where do you normally look? What's it like when you change your perspective? And then you'll cartwheel down as you exhale. Scoot that knee back. Inhale for length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Look forward. Exhale, step it up to the top. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, stand up tall. And exhale, bring it down. I want you to keep your feet as wide as the outside of your hips. Bend your knees quite a bit. Let your head go low. You can grab opposite elbows. Take 3 rounds of breath. Find a little stillness. Press into the feet a little. Just come on up. And then heel toe your feet about sit bone distance, okay? Sometimes it's nice to measure out 2 fists between your feet. So right between the inner arches, you bring your fists together, slide them right in nice and tight. Bend your knees so your hips can stay low. Lift the arms up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach apart from your hips. Arms can lift up, they can come to heart center. You choose. Stay 3 rounds of breath here. Patterns, Samskaras. When the challenge goes up, what is your natural response? What is your habitual response to the tension, right? As the body becomes more tense, does the mind become more tense? Do the thoughts start to move more rapidly? Do they become more anxious, more intense? Exhale, forward fold. We slow down with yoga as our tool to observe. Inhale for length. Exhale, you can take the plank. Breath in, plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, maybe you turn the tops of the feet up. Lift those side bones for up dog. We'll stay down for cobra. Exhale to down dog. And then we're going to take our next sequence. Looking forward, inhale, come to plank. Okay, I want you to keep looking forward. I'm going to start to look at your thumbs a little. If you try to look at your thumbs, find down dog. Come on up to those right fingertips. Step your right foot to the top. Plant your left heel behind your toes, warrior one. Okay. Hips side by side, best you can. Left heel's behind the toes, but the heel's on the ground. Right knee's reaching on top of the ankle. You're gonna lift up with the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the gaze. Notice what happens with that. Inhale. Exhale. This is a different type of calf stretch. Okay, left heel's down. Inhale. Keep pulling that outer right hip back. Exhale, elbows bend like goalposts. Breathe in, elbows back. Keep that gaze eye level. And as you exhale, notice your fingers behind your back. You can take note. You'll probably clasp your dominant clasp first. Maybe figure out which thumb feels like it's on top. We'll take it on the other side when we get to the left leg lunging. Inhale, straighten the arm, straighten the leg. I just talk and you just keep holding. Okay. Exhale, rebend, humble warrior. And try to keep your hips centered on your mat. What you might want to do is swing out to the side. I want you to try to keep the integrity of warrior one. Think sternum forward and maybe chin to chest. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. As you breathe out, hands come down. Inhale, runner's lunge, look forward. Okay, plug that left heel back. Try to get out of the right quad. As you exhale, reach your right arm forward, right bicep by your ear. Left palm can plant. Inhale, follow the right hand to the ceiling. And then maybe take the back of that shoulder back a little as you breathe out. Right hand inside the right foot. Pivot and turn to your long edge of your mat. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Find the fold. This is somewhere where I like to check in with patterns. Are you just like swinging back with your butt and your hips? You go into one leg, one hip more than the other. Do you feel it in one part of the body more than the other? It might be signaling to you how you habitually exist in your body. Try to press both feet down, reach your thigh bones back, right? Rather than your butt, so press back with the thigh bones. Hands will come under your shoulders. Right hand comes under the face, left palm to your sacrum with the palm down. Think crown away from tailbone, get that elbow up. Look past that left elbow, reach your left arm up. Stay 2 cycles of breath here, twisting. Feet press down, thigh bones back. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Walk to that right foot, runner's lunge. Inhale. As you exhale, palms plant. Step that right foot back lightly. Exhale, down dog. Looking forward, come into the left fingertip, step the left foot to the top. Plant the right heel, use the inhale to come up, warrior one, arms by your ears. Reach out of the pelvis, stay 3 rounds of breath. As you exhale, elbows bend out like goalposts. Inhale, broaden the collarbone. Your lungs come all the way up here, so you just want to breathe into the top of the ribs. Exhale, non-dominant clasp, opposite thumb on top. Extend the arms, extend the leg, breathe in. As you exhale, rebend, fold in. Hold for 3 breaths. 3 cycles of breath. Your hands will come down as you exhale. Inhale, find runner's lunge. Look forward. As you exhale, reach your left arm by your ear. Looking to your left hand. Right palm can plant. Lift up. Breathe in. Stay for a round. Right thigh bone up. Inhale, back of the hand back a little. Exhale, left hand inside the left foot, and then turning to your right this time. Slightly different perspective. And take the fold. 5 breaths, 3 rounds. You'll walk your hands forward. Left hand stays under the face, okay? Right hand to your sacrum. Look past the right elbow and then maybe reach the right fingers up. Stay. Inhale. Tailbone to crown. Exhale. Back of your hand back. Inhale. The breath out, right hand down, walk into your left foot runner's lunge. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back lightly to plank. Breath in and plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to your toes. Exhale, work your feet to the top. Find length, breathing in. Fold in, breathing out. 2 fist distance. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Shin bones back, soften the hip flexors. Inhale, swing them tall. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for a length. Exhale to plank. Hold plank for the inhale. Maybe take a sequence of lowering, lifting. Down dogs where we meet. Right foot steps to the top. Warrior 1. Left heel down. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Goalpost. Inhale, elbows back. Exhale, dominant clasp. Inhale to extend the leg. Exhale to rebend, humble warrior. Use the breath in to come to runner's lunge. The breath out to twist right fingers up. Inhale, take it back, and exhale, wide-legged fold. You can take a few rounds of breath just holding. Maybe this time you move it a little bit from side to side, okay? Lots of options. Shake the head out. That place where we carry habitual attention, right? The neck and shoulders. Might be nice to let it all go. Inhale for length. As you exhale, twist to your left. Right hand down. Inhale to runner's lunge. Exhale to plank. Maybe take a 3-limb plank. A little sequencing, moving, holding. All of the above is optional. Step the left foot forward, right heel plants, inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, broaden the chest. Non-dominant clasp as you exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, open up. Exhale, turn to the side. Take a little fold. Pay attention to your breath as the effort goes up. What happens to it? Can you bring mindfulness to the practice of breathing? What's that do to your mental state, your chatter, the habit of the mind and body following each other, and then planting mindfulness? Let's twist to the right. Left hand down, right arm high. As you exhale, bring it down. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, plank, 3-limb plank. And again, always get those toes touched. Lift those side bones. Crown high. Down dog. Child's pose or seated kneeling posture. 5 rounds of breath. I like to think of our practice as a way for us to make connections in our physical existence and how we move through the rest of the world, through our lives. How do you talk to yourself? What are the things you think to yourself when the tension goes up? When things can maybe become uncomfortable? Do we automatically move into categorizing, right? Kind of judge ourselves. We can be really critical of ourselves. Take another breath in. Exhale, let go. So this is where we start to take note. Maybe we change our narrative to we are greater than the obstacle, right? Like things get a little uncomfortable when they're hard, but also like we are bigger than the task at hand. That all things are temporary. That is a pattern in life, in all of nature. That anything that begins eventually ends. So how can we see ourselves greater than the moment at hand? We're gonna take a few rounds of cat-cow. Stay a little longer, add some neck rolls, tail wags. Make it cute, make it your own, make it funky. And then we're gonna work our way to a floating table. So I want you to find neutral. Crown forward, gaze forward. Our gaze inspires our pose. So where you're looking will impact how you kind of hold the structure. So look slightly forward. Tuck those toes, start to hover your knees. I want you to keep the knees bent in your down dog, even as you lift your hips up. Try to look forward, breathe in. Breathe out. And then as you inhale, step your right foot to the top. Okay, high lunge, crescent warrior. So back heel stays lifted this time. 3 rounds of breath. Reach out of the pelvis. Reach right shin forward, left heel back. Keep reaching that shin forward, get into the back leg so you can get out of your front quad. And as you exhale, we're gonna call this thunderbolt. Let's call it that, okay? Arms beside you, palms can be down, they can be up, they can be into one another. Inhale, maybe hook the thumbs, come up into a gentle back bend here. As you exhale, airplane pose. So I see this one with my students a lot. What is airplane? Think about head above heart, heart above hips, a gentle back bend, like cobra or up dog, but while standing on one leg. Back to crescent warrior, inhale, nice deep lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. The hips open up, think ears, shoulders, hips in alignment. That right knee reaching, left foot planted. Bring yourself to the outside of that left foot. Gazing, turning from the head, looking over the right fingers. Stay, breathe in. Breathe out, you are greater than the obstacle. Breathe in. All things that begin eventually end. The patterns are there. We come out on the other side. Inhale, straighten that right leg, sky archer pose. You can tap the left shoulder once again. Lean the head back. Come back to warrior 2. Breath in. Breathe out. Right forearm to thigh, sweep left bicep by the ear, extended side angle pose. Okay. 3 rounds of breath in and out. Maybe looking to your left hand, right arm into right leg. We might have this habit of sinking and dumping. I want you to really stay efforted here, intentional. And then inhale, exalted. Left hand to the low back or that left leg, right ribs reaching away from the right hip. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Turn the right toes, bring your arms to a T. You'll turn the toes out by bringing the heels in. Think of this as like a 5-pointed star. As you exhale, you're going to drop into a squat. Okay. Hands can come inside. And as you exhale, left shoulder can come forward, look to the right. Squeeze the glutes, breathe in, come through center. Exhale, right shoulder forward, look to the left. Breath in, breath out. One more time, through center, breath in, breath out. Inhale through center, exhale, lift the arms. Inhale, stand up tall. As you exhale, you're gonna turn towards your left foot, okay? To the back of your mat. Your left leg's going to stay pointing to the short edge. Your right toes go to the long edge. What you think about internally bringing this thigh bone forward. Reach your left fingers towards the back of your yoga space and bringing left hand to shin, sweep the right arm up. Align with the shoulders. Maybe you can look up at it. And then notice how your feet are working in this pose. Press down. Feel inner thighs try to draw towards each other. Keep the left ribs long, the right ribs long. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. There's internal rotation here, okay? Your right butt is probably a little more forward of your left butt cheek. Right ribs Open left ribs coming up. And as you exhale, come to warrior two. Right hand will come to the hip. Left arm reaches, and I want you to see if you can reach it forward. Maybe bring it down to the ground. Lift up with that right leg, half moon pose. 3 rounds of breath. Notice how your gaze impacts the shape. You can take a little more forward. Get out of that left leg, fall down, climb back in. Okay, it's a practice. We keep trying an effort of being where we are with the task at hand. Long inhale, and as you exhale, really mindful into your standing splits. I like to take a little curtsy here sometimes, just bending that standing leg, and then exhale, refolding in. Next breath out, your right foot will come down to the ground. Take your feet as wide as your hips. This time with your legs extended, okay, you can, your hands may not touch the ground. You can grab opposite elbows. I want you to keep your head and shoulders in the middle of your mat. Just tick-tock your hips from side to side. And this should work into the IT bands a little. So the weight shifts from left foot to right foot. And the shoulders and the head stay very close to the center. They move minimally. Come back through. Inhale, find length. As you exhale, find plank. Step back. Inhale. As you exhale, look to your thumbs. Down dog. Inhale, step that left foot forward. Right heel stays back. Crescent warrior. 3 rounds of breath. So already on this side, like my right hip flexor is feeling more of the stretch. There's more tightness there. So just this lunge stepping has more sensation. Right now I'm carrying a lot of injuries in my right side or my limitations with the pregnancy, and I can feel it in my right hip, therefore I feel it in the front side as well. And these are our habits. This is how life shows up in our bodies. As you exhale that thunderbolt, okay? Arms sweep back, keep reaching the left shin. Get out of the quad by thinking about your right thigh bone or your right heel. Inhale, you can hook the thumbs up. As you exhale, airplane pose. Head above heart, heart above hips. 2 rounds of breath. Keep yourself open, your heart's open. And as you exhale, right toes go way back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. 3 breaths in and out. Keep reaching the left knee on top of the ankle. Ears, head, shoulder, gaze. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, straighten the left leg, sky archer pose. You're gonna tap it. Lean it back, that might feel good. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, extended side angle. Breath in and out. Your left ribs are rolling forward and up. Okay, you're not in that left arm heavy. It's just pressing against the leg's pressing back. Inhale, exalt it. Woo! Stay with the breath. Add in, take out, take rest when you need. And then we straighten, we turn. Toes turn in, then heels turn in. And we drop into our squat. You're gonna take 6 cycles of breath with taps. So exhale, elbow to knee or thigh. Inhale, exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale, stand up tall. As you exhale, right toes turn to the short edge of your mat. Okay, left toes to the long edge. You can reach the right fingers back to the front of your yoga space. Right hand to shin. Left thigh bone coming forward. Left fingers to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Plug both feet in. Okay, really feel the outer blade of that left foot, but heel to big toe mound as well. Right foot, heel to big toe mound as well. Both feet. And then warrior two takes us to half moon pose. You're gonna reach forward, Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand can come to a block or the ground and lift up. And maybe you keep your gaze down. I want you to think about keeping that left leg in line with your torso, not behind your head. Maybe lifting the gaze or looking forward. You can play with lifting that arm. Standing splits, maybe a little curtsy to level the hips. Inhale and exhale. Breath in. Breath out, left foot finds the ground. Take a little wider. You can tick-tock or you can sway the torso, bending the knees. Inhale to find length. Exhale to find length. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down. 5 breaths, child's pose or seated kneeling. So you might have noticed a pattern in the class where we do something a little longer, and then when we come to it a second time, we go a little bit quicker. Patterns, it gives us a frame of reference. That's why they're there. They're here to help us live efficiently and use our experiences to predict the future where we can. It gives us this idea that we have control in our lives. And our patterns can really serve us, but when they start to change, it can really mess with us. That's when we start to respond. And part of that is a habit as well. So checking in how you respond to things, how you respond to change. One of those constants in life. Come forward to table after that 5th cycle of breath or so. And we're going to just take this one time through and down dog. Inhale, crescent warrior, right foot steps to the top, lift the arms up. Exhale, thunderbolt. Inhale, maybe a back bend in your crescent warrior. Exhale, airplane pose. Breathe in, back to crescent warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, you'll exalt it. As you exhale, straighten, turn, heels in, toes out, bend, breathe in. Stay here, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, straighten, turn to your left foot. As you exhale, hinge, Utthita Trikonasana. Try to stay expansive in this triangle. Left hand can reach in front of the left toes. Half moon pose. As you exhale, standing splits. And then you've got a couple things. You can play around here. Maybe find a grounded warrior 3. Okay, where you can find warrior 3. This is where your shoulders eventually try to stay in line with your hips, making a T shape with the body. You can play around with a little handstand if you're feeling it. A little balance challenge. And then eventually right toes will tuck at the back of your mat. Inhale on the other side, crescent warrior. Exhale, thunderbolt. Inhale, maybe a back bending crescent. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, crescent warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Breathe in, sky archer. Exhale, extend your side angle. Inhale, exalt it. Exhale, turn it to the long edge. One more time. Last little squat. Do what feels good. Little bop, bop, bop. I don't know. Bring it back to like the most original 80s workout videos. Drop it low, stand it tall. Take it to that right foot for triangle. Breathe in. Look past your toes. Let your gaze inspire your pose. Lift up half moon. Standing splits. Stay for a few breaths. Play around with it. You can level the hips. Maybe find warrior 3. You can keep it grounded. Blocks under the hands are a wonderful option. You can think about that standing leg. Take the left toes high. Exhale, left foot meets right. And then you're going to round up to standing tall. Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel your feet press down, middle crown lift up. Shoulder heads slightly apart. Breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let it all out. You can start to bring those feet closer together. Reach your arms out in front of you, kind of like Frankenstein arms, okay? Shoulders can stay over the hips, and then you'll peel the heels up. Slide down your imaginary wall. Chest stays open, gaze stays forward. And then what I want you to do is bring your hands to the ground. As you might be able to bring your big toes to touch, your heels to touch, with your heels lifted, stay out of your pelvis. Okay, and the hands can maybe come to the thigh bones. You can stay for a breath or two. You can reach it up, lift, try to get out of your heels, keep your arches spacious. And then hands can come down. You'll reach your arms forward, press it back. Walk it in, bring it back and down. Legs go long, shake it out. You might feel that in your toes. Okay. We have habits of wearing like shoes that don't support us. Some of those like toe tuck efforts you'll feel them in your arches. They may not feel so lovely. So discomfort is the thing we're working on, right? That's the obstacle. And then the pattern, the samskaras, or how we approach obstacles. What can we do when we show up with intention, attention? Maybe see ourselves as bigger than the obstacle. And then we arrive on the other side. A pattern in life. Okay. So our emotional, physical patterns. I think they like to trigger when we come into the hamstrings a bit, when we come into core. So there's just a little bit more work here. As you find yourself with your legs extended, take them up a little further apart. So the 2 fist distance might be it. I'm thinking like belly space distance for me personally. And then I want you to reach your arms up. Okay, I just did this in a yoga class last week and I loved it as much as I didn't love it. So core, when we start to put the effort up, when we have to show up and somebody's like, hold it, do it, please be right there. Please, right? We get to see how we approach discomfort. What's our habitual space, our mental, emotional pattern? Do we get annoyed? Do we feel angry? Do we feel upset? Do we feel inspired? None of these are right or wrong. We're just observing. Press your left heel down, lift your right leg up 2 inches. I just lifted up way more than 2 inches, but keep your chest open. Feel the warmth in that right hip, your hip crease even. Okay, we are greater than this, that all things that begin eventually end. So as the effort goes up, when's the moment you really want to give in? See if you can stay for another breath or so. If you're still with me, stay for 5, 4, 3, you have this. Press down through the sit bones. 2, 1, lower, lift the left leg 2 inches. And yeah, you've got this. So next time you're out, maybe you're gonna go to the grocery store, think about taking a different route there. As you take a different route, maybe you're having to pay attention more, right? Because it's not your oh, suddenly I'm here route. It's a choice. It's an active way to participate emotionally with choice, with mental effort. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go down. Bring your hands down. Shake out your legs. Pump flex. What's it like when we mix up our patterns? Is there an opportunity there for us to explore? And you're going to take your left leg to the left corner of your mat. Bring your right heel into your groin. Turn your torso to your left leg. Take a deep breath in. Flex the toes back. And as you exhale, you can fold. Might bring a block underneath. Sometimes I like one just under my head. Press foot into inner thigh. Squeeze that right glute. Hold another cycle of breath. Walk the hands in. You're going to twist over to your right. So right hand will come behind you, left hand to the knee. Inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, look over that right shoulder. Shoulder heads apart. Notice if you forgot what your left toes are doing. So it's quite common, right? We focus on where we're looking. We forget what we've left behind. So take the exhale. And then right arm will reach up by your ear, left hand stays. As you exhale, reach towards your left toes. And then you can even bring that left arm inside the left knee and press in and open the side body a bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you breathe in, right hand behind the right hip. As you breathe out, left toes point, left arm up, okay? Think of space here. And then shin down, foot down, breathe in a back bend. Look past your left hand. Breath out. One more inhale, try not to dump in that right wrist. As you exhale, sweep it back down, turn to the left leg. Inhale for length, exhale to fold. Head to knee pose. I want you to think less about getting your hands to your foot and more just about opening the back body. Inhale, walk your hands in. Sit up tall. And then we just switch. Right leg goes to the right corner. Left heel comes into the groin. Toes back, torso to the right leg. Inhale for length. And then exhale to fold. Don't forget about your left foot pressing into your right leg. Your left glute active so your left knee can come down. You can always place a blanket underneath that knee if that helps it feel more grounded. One more exhale. Then inhale, sit up tall. As you breathe out, turn to your left this time, okay? Left hand behind you, right hand to the knee. For length, try to stay vertical. Ring out through the spine. Left arm up by your ear. Side bend, and then maybe you bring that right forearm inside the knee. Stay for 2 cycles of breath. Left hand behind the left hip, right arm up. Right toes point. Press down through the left hand and the left shin. Breathe in. Look past your right hand if that's available. Breathe out. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come forward. Back to Shavasana. Turn to that right leg. Inhale for length. Exhale to come down. Your inhale, you'll sit up tall, nice and slow. Okay, my preference here is that you make this work for you. So we're gonna take double pigeon, fire log pose. If that is not available to you, you'll take half pigeon even, or you can also, well, you can take double pigeon, you can take half pigeon, or you can take, that's what I'm trying to think of, a seated pigeon. So think of ankle across the thigh bone. So I'm gonna do my best to mirror you guys in this, right? So you're gonna bend your right knee, kind of like you did for Shavasana, but keep your shin parallel with the front end of your mat. You're gonna bend your left knee in. You're gonna grab under that thigh bone and help the left shin as much as you can on top of the right. You okay with this balance where it feels like our left knee is really high up off of our right foot? I like blocks to just like bring my hands to so I can sit up tall. This natural compression of the hips might be enough. I want you to flex your toes, both feet, to activate parts of your leg to help the knee joint and find length, the hamstrings, right? We're keeping this a full experience, intentional. As you exhale, fold. Another place our patterns show up in our physiology is our hips. They can be tight at times. One side maybe more than the other. So you might feel this quite a bit. I like to even bring my forearms, elbows on, keep reaching my chest forward. You might tuck your chin in if you're working into the fold. Stay for 5 more inhales and exhales. And notice how you're responding to the feelings in your body. Do the sensations trigger specific thoughts? Do those thoughts work for you? Are these mental patterns of how we exist really serving us? Do they move us to feel more whole and complete, or do they move us away? Bring feelings of inadequacy, not enoughness, right? And then how do we shift? How do we see ourselves for all that we are, all the potential that we carry? After that 5th breath out, you'll slowly sit up tall. You'll take that left leg up, maybe rock it a couple of times, okay? And then let it go long. Let that right leg go long, toes in and out. And luckily, we only have 2 sides. So you'll bend your left knee in, get your shin parallel-ish with the top of your mat. Bend your right knee in, grab under that right thigh bone, help the right shin on top of the left shin. Flexing the toes, maybe bringing the blocks back in, your books, whatever you've got, sit up tall. Take a round of breath or so, just check in what this is like. This might be enough. You can drop the chin in, or maybe you start to move more forward. Okay. I like to keep my collarbones broad because time, like aging, right? Devising, driving, typing. We want to kind of counter that, keeping ourselves open to what's available. So I like to think broadness in my collarbone helps me counter the habits of my life. Notice where your breath goes. Explore if there's more space in the back of the lungs, the top, the sides. After your 5th round of breath, you'll sit up tall. Then you'll help that right leg off of your left shin. You'll help that left leg go along, toes in and out. Kind of rocked it. Do all of the above. Okay. And then you'll bring your legs together, facing the short edge of your mat. You're just going to work all the way onto your back. So you want to take your blanket behind your head. I like a good little pillow back here. Those of you who are pregnant and past your 20-week mark, you can lay on your left side with props underneath the shin. I'm just going to demo Shavasana really quickly as we prep for it. One thing I like to do, especially if you're going to take this later in your day, is legs up inverted. Just because when we stand vertical all day, right, the habit of how we move through our lives, blood and lymph pools down into our feet, and then we can give them a little chance to challenge circulation and kind of move the other direction. We have this energy within us called apana. It moves the diaphragm down, so we stimulate apana energy. And yeah, just trying to bring an overall harmony to our experience. So if you work onto your back and you want to take that, what you'll do is you'll lower down. Okay, you don't need your blanket quite yet. You can have it there if you like. You'll press up for bridge. So I look up to the ceiling, my head and shoulders stay down, sliding the block onto the lowest setting on the flattest surface, onto the mat underneath your sacrum. So the flat part of your pelvis-ish, right? The upper top part of your pelvis. You'll lift one leg, you'll lift the other. You'll extend one leg followed by the other. And just stay maybe 10, 12 breaths this way. We just want to check in with our Samskaras, how we do things. When we get inverted, it gives us a chance to flip our perspective, see things from a different angle. So it might feel good to just kind of get your head beneath your heart with a slight lift. You can also do this without without the blocks. You can also just kind of keep this with the hips on the ground. Once you've had enough inversion, you'll bend one knee into your chest, followed by the other. Then you'll plant one foot down, followed by the other. You'll lift your hips up. You'll drop them down. Keep your knees bent. Let your inner knees connect. Give yourself a hug around the chest. Take a deep breath in. Hug. a little deeper as you breathe out. Open up and switch the arm that's on top. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all out. Arms can come out to the side. Okay, you can walk your feet in. Extend one leg, followed by the other. Heels to the corner of your mat. You can bring the blanket underneath the shoulders a little bit. Get cozy, get comfortable, make this your own place to relax. And we'll just spend some time in Shavasana. What we often need is a place of rest. If you're right on, you might keep this over. Build a gentle pillow. Lay on your left side. Okay. The blanket can come under the head. I sometimes like a block between the knees. And then one to rest my forearm on. Take note of the sounds you hear. And just find your breath. And see if you can let your breath go. Come into a natural flow of breath. Notice if the tension creeps in. Is it climbing to the shoulders, the jaw, the forehead muscles, the scalp? See if you can let all those places surrender and soften. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. My teacher Judith would suggest you stay for like 20 minutes. If you have 20 minutes practice, 20 minutes to Shavasana. We really could use a little more of that rest experience in our lives. So don't deny its power if you can. Really give it its own space, its opportunity to create release for you, a mental space. It takes the average person about 15 minutes to relax. So it might be hard, and that's part of the obstacle, right, is to arrive on the other side. Till we give ourselves that time, we maybe didn't even realize we had it, or we make it a priority. We change the narrative, how we approach it. And when you do find yourself ready, you'll just sit tall. You'll bring those hands together over the heart. Take this gesture of union where duality finds oneness. Think of something you're grateful for today. Plant it like a seed between your palms. Press the palms firmly together, reach the elbows apart. Feel yourself take up space. That is your right, your divinity, your birthright to be here as you are, whole and abundant. And then simply, you'll bow forward to your practice. Namaste.